Good morning, children. This is lecture 2 of chapter Organic Chemistry. In the previous lecture, we have done some basic concepts of organic chemistry. Now, in this lecture, we will start with IUPAC nomenclature of aliphatic compounds. Let us start to write the IUPAC nomenclature of some organic compounds. To write the name of an organic compound, certain rules are being followed. The name is written according to the order given here. The first prefixes, then word root, then primary suffix, then secondary suffix are coming one after another. Now what is prefix, what is word root, what is primary suffix and secondary suffix, that I will explain one after another. The first, word root. It is the basic unit of the name and it represents the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain. How many carbon atoms are present in that parent chain? That is known as word root. If there are 5 carbon atoms, so the word root is pent. If there are 4 carbon atoms, the word root is but. Okay, now primary suffix. You can see that primary suffix is coming after word root. Now, if it is a saturated carbon-carbon chain, then the primary suffix is written as ane, ane. If it is an unsaturated carbon-carbon chain but double bond is present, then the primary suffix will be ene, ene. And if it is an unsaturated carbon-carbon triple bond, then the primary suffix is wine. Now suppose in a compound it is a 5-membered chain, 5 carbon atoms are present and it's a saturated one, saturated chain, then the name of that will be pent for 5 carbon atom and saturated, so ane, so it is pentane. Am I clear? Numerical prefixes to primary suffix. How the numerical prefixes are coming sitting with primary suffix. See here, if it is an unsaturated compound and having 2 double bonds, then I will write diene. If it is having 3 double bonds, then we are writing triene. If there are 2 triple bonds, we are writing diwine. And if there are 3 triple bonds, then we are writing triwine. Am I clear? Now secondary suffix. It represents the nature of the principal functional group. That is the senior most group present in the compound. That means the secondary suffix is leading the chain. The order of seniority of different functional group is as follows. First, the seniority wise COOH carboxylic group is coming first. Carboxylic is the senior most. If in a compound carboxylic group is present, then carboxylic group will lead the compound. The name will end with the acid. I will explain it to you. So COOH, then SO3H, then C double bond OR, then C double bond OX, then C double bond ONH2, then CN, then CHO, then C double bond O, then OH. All these are there. So you have to learn this and you have to remember this. And most commonly acid group, aldehyde group, keto group, alcohol group, then amino group, then this is your double bond, this is your triple bond, and then this is ether, then nitro, then halogen. These are the most important one. So you have to learn all these things. You have to remember. Otherwise you will have problem. Suppose in a compound, two functional groups are there. One is carboxylic group, that is the first one, and another is nitro group. Both the groups are there. Then which one will lead? Carboxylic group will lead. That means the name end with the carboxylic group. I'll explain all these things to you. Now, this is also a very important slide. Secondary suffixes of some common functional group. Now, if the organic compound is containing one alcohol group, the functional group is OH, and the secondary suffix will be written as all. The chain will end with all. Okay, ethanol, propanol, like that. If thioalcohol, it is written as SH, and the secondary suffix is thiol. Aldehyde, it will be CHO, and the chain will end with Al. If it is ketone, it will be on. Carboxylic group, COOH, oic acid, OIC, oic acid. Acid chloride, COCl, that is oil chloride. Amide, this is amide only. Ester, COOR, it is OAT. CN, nitrile, that is nitrile group. Amine, NH2, amine group. So these are the common functional group which is coming as secondary suffix. You have to learn all these things. Alkyl groups and functional group. Other than the principal functional groups are regarded as substituents or side chains and are represented by suitable prefixes before the word root. When we will do the example, all these things will be clear to you. Now see the example given: CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, OH. Now you can understand that in this chain, in this compound, OH is the group which is leading the chain, leading the compound. So this OH is the secondary suffix here. Okay, now you have to number the chain, number the carbon atom. Now as OH is the functional group here, then we will start numbering from this carbon atom, that is 1, 2 and 3. Now I can give the numbering in this way also. Suppose it is CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, OH. Now I can give the numbering 1, 2 and 3. In both the cases it is same, because if I am numbering in this way, then this CH3 is coming as your substituent. Now if I am numbering in this way, then this CH3 is coming as substituent. Now you see in both the cases, in the second carbon atom, number 2 carbon atom, the substituent is present. So whether you are giving the numbering in this way or this way, both are same. Now I am having 3 carbon atom, so word root is prop. Okay, now I have to find out what is the prefix. Prefix is the substituent. Okay, that is methyl group, CH3. Then only methyl group if you will write, it will not be enough. You have to write the position also, in which position the methyl group is present. So methyl group is present in the second position, second carbon atom. You can see here. So The prefix is methyl at position 2. Okay, now it is a saturated chain. So primary suffix is ane, and your secondary suffix is OH. So it is all, the position is 1, in one position for this carbon atom. So how can I write the IUPAC name of this compound? See, 2-methyl is the prefix. Now prop is the word root. After that primary suffix ane. After that secondary suffix, all at one position. So just now join all these things. 2-methyl propane 1-all. Now again you see here, it is coming 2-methyl propane 1-all. Now as O here is also vowel, E is also vowel, so this E will be dropped. So I have, the name is 2-methyl propane, PAN only, 1-all. Now if you don't want to write 1, you need not to write that also if you want. Then because it is in one position, so you can write here 2-methyl propanol. This also can be the answer because the all is in one position. But if the all is in second position or third position, you have to give the number. So my advice is to write 1-all is the better option. If you want to write 2-methyl propanol, no problem for this compound. If you want to write 2-methyl propane 1-all, that is also correct. And I prefer this one. Then you will not do mistake. If it is in 2 position, you will write 2-all, 3 position, 3-all, like that. But if only OH is present, then there is no question of giving it for 2 position or 3 position. It will always get the first position only. Am I clear? Now see this example. This is the compound, formula of the compound. Now you can see here it is containing one COOH group. So that means this is the principal functional group. Secondary suffix. This COOH group will lead the compound. Now if this COOH, this functional group, is containing one carbon atom, so this carbon atom will also get the number, that is the number 1. If the functional group is containing one carbon atom, that carbon atom will also get number, and that number will be number 1. Am I clear? Now you have to give the numbering. Now how the numbering will be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is the longest chain. Okay. So let me write the IUPAC name of this compound. First is word root. 7 carbon atoms, so hept. Okay. Now prefixes. There are 2 prefixes. What are the prefixes? One is this CH2CH3 ethyl group. Another is chloro group. Okay. Now you have to write the group with the position. Now chloro group is in the 6th position. So it is written chloro position at 6. Now ethyl in the 5th position. So ethyl at position 5. There are 2 prefixes. Other than COOH, all will be prefix. Only COOH is the secondary suffix. There is only one secondary suffix. There will be only one secondary suffix which is leading the group, except that all other will be primary suffix. Prefix, not primary suffix, it will be prefix. Okay, now what is the primary suffix? Primary suffix, you have to see the chain, carbon chain. Now here you can see there is a double bond. So the chain is ENE with the position. Now ENE in the third position. So ENE at position 3. Okay. So I got word root hept, prefixes, two prefixes, chloro at position 6 and ethyl at position 5. Then primary suffix, that is ENE at position 3. Now the only thing is left is secondary suffix. Secondary suffix is oic acid at position 1. This is always, it will get position 1. Okay. Now how to write the name? You can see that you are having two prefixes. You will write both the prefixes according to alphabetical order. C is coming before E. So first we will write chloro with the position. Then we will write ethyl with the position. Now let us see the IUPAC name. C. Prefixes in alphabetical order, that I already told you. So with the position, that also I told you. So it is 6 chloro. Okay. 5 ethyl. Word root hept. Then primary suffix in, but in 3 positions. So 3 in and 1 oic acid. Okay, so what I am getting, 6 chloro, 5 ethyl, hept, 3 in, 1 oic acid. Am I clear? Have you understood, children? Now, how to identify the longest continuous chain if it is containing a functional group? See, both the compounds are same compounds. Now here the functional group is present here. Numbering will be start from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it will not be 1, 2, 3, 4. The longest chain I am getting in the right hand side. That is correct. Am I clear? Now see for the second one, if I'll give the numbering like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, both are wrong. You have to start numbering the carbon atom with functional group which is attached to the functional group. So this one will get number 1. Am I clear? Now the numbering of carbon atoms in the parent chain is done from the end from which functional group is nearer. See, this one OH is present, so this carbon is getting number 1. Now here in this is C double bond O is the functional group. So this carbon atom is getting number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The functional group should get the lowest number even if it violates the lowest sum rule. If the functional group contains carbon, for example, CHO, COOH, CONH2, CN, etc. As I told you all these things, if the functional group is containing one carbon atom, the carbon atom of the group should also be included while numbering carbon atoms in the parent chain. See this one, this carbon atom is with the functional group, so this is also getting number 1. Okay, now this is one and this is one. Now in this chain, this CHO is carbon present, so this will get the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also this CN, C is present, so it is getting the number 1, 2, 3 in this way. Am I clear? The name of the parent hydrocarbon is obtained on the basis of the total number of carbon atom present in the parent chain, that you all know. Suppose, let us take this example. This chain is containing 5 carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the name of this chain is pentane. Why pentane? Why ANE? Because no double bond is there, no triple bond is there. It is only a single bond compound, saturated compound. So pentane. It is written here also, no multiple bond is present. The primary suffix ANE is added to the word root. So the name of this compound is pentane. Now the proper secondary suffix corresponding to the functional group is attached. The position of the functional group in the parent chain is also mentioned with the appropriate number. Now look at this. This compound is having 5 carbon atoms, so it is pentane, and it is having all in the second position. So name of the compound is pentane 2-ol. Now as O is a vowel, then pentane E is dropped. Okay. Now side chains present in the compounds are named exactly in the same way as described earlier in case of branch chain alkane. Now look at this. This is one and this is another. Look at this example. Here you can see that the carbon chain, here in this chain one methyl group is present, one amino group is present. Okay. Now methyl group and amino group, in this two, the numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this, from this. Okay. And amine will come afterwards. Okay. Numbering, it is getting 3, it is 2. So the name of this compound is 2-methyl because it's a substituent. So 2-methyl pentane 3-amine, and A is vowel, so E is dropped from pentane. Am I clear? Okay. If suppose I'm numbering from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why this numbering is wrong? Why this type of numbering will not take place? In both the cases, if I am numbering from left hand side or right hand side, amino group is getting 3 number only. Then where is the harm? What is the harm? Why I have not given? Why I have not numbered from right hand side? Because in that case the methyl group is getting 4 number, and if I'll go from the left to right, then methyl group is getting 2 number. So there's the previous one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is the correct option. Am I clear? Now look at this. Now here this is on, C double bond O, on. Now this will get the lowest number. So 1, 2, it is from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in the third position, 2-methyl group is present. So what I will write, the name of this compound will be, if 2-methyl group are present in a same position, then you have to write 2 times, 3, 3. Okay, and 2-methyl groups, so dimethyl. 3, 3 dimethyl, 4 carbon atoms, so it is butane, 2 on. In the 2 position, on is present because it is a keto group. C double bond O. Okay, this is like C double bond O, so it is a keto group. In one side this CH3 is present, and another side this carbon atom is present. Okay, so the name of this compound is 3,3-dimethyl butane 2-on. Now this 3,3 is very important because in the third position only 2-methyl group are present. Am I clear? Now see here, this is, I'm just showing you this one. Now this is a compound where COOH is present. So this naturally this will get number 1. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to find out which is the longest chain. Okay, and except COOH, that is the oic acid, rest all are primary. Rest all are coming as substituent. Okay, rest all are coming as substituent. So what are these things? In the 5th position, one methyl group. In the 3rd position, one ethyl group, CH2CH3, and 4th position again methyl group. So we are having 2 methyl group in different position. One is in the 4th and another is in the 5th position, and one ethyl group is in the 3rd position. Now we are having 2 things, that is, one is ethyl, another is methyl. Now alphabetical order it will come. Now what? Ethyl E is coming before methyl, so it will come. Now you can say that it is 4th position methyl and 5th position methyl. So dimethyl it will be 4,5 dimethyl. Now dimethyl D is coming before ethyl E, but I'll not see this di, I'll see only M. So I'll compare ethyl with methyl, not with the dimethyl. Am I clear? So M, methyl M and ethyl E. Out of these 2, ethyl E is coming first. So alphabetical order, I will write 3 ethyl in the 3rd position ethyl, 3 ethyl, 4,5 dimethyl, hexane because it is a 6-member chain, hexane, YN because it is ANE, ANE because it is a single bond. Everywhere it is a single bond. It's a saturated compound. 1 oic acid. Now as oic acid, O is a vowel, so in N, from N, ANE, E is dropped. It is ANE, E is dropped. Am I clear? E is dropped. So the name 3-ethyl 4,5-dimethyl hexane 1 oic acid. Am I clear? Am I clear? So this is ANE. E is dropped. And here rest are given. Please try to do it on your own. Just see that whether you are understanding or not. Now what will happen if a compound containing 2 or more similar functional groups? When the compounds containing 2 or more similar functional groups, the terms di, tri, etc. are added before the suffix or prefix of the functional group. While doing so, the terminal E of the parent alkane is retained because di, tri, etc. start with consonant. The rest of the procedure for naming such compound is same as already described. Now look at the example. The first one, CH3, CHOH, CH2, CHOH, CH3. The numbering will be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from left to right. Why not from right to left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can give any one, because if you'll give from left hand side to right hand side, then 2nd and the 4th position OH is present. And if you are giving from right to left, then also 2nd and the 4th position OH is present. So you can give the numbering from the left to right or right to left, will all the same. Now how to write the name? Now it's a 5-member chain, so it is pentane. And now you are having 2 OH, that means both are the secondary suffix. So how to write? Write the name of number, the position, that is 2 and 4. Now diol. That means 2-ol, diol. But in that case, now you can see here pentane E and diol is start with D. So this E will not drop. So the name is pentane 2,4-diol. Just look at this one, CH2COH, CH2COOH. So you can give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, or just reverse 1, 2, 3, 4, all the same. Now in the first and the fourth position, 2 oic acid is present. So that, and there are 4 carbon atoms, so it is butane. Now you see that E is also present because in dioic acid D is present first. So E will not drop. So the name of this compound is butane 1,4-dioic acid with the numbering and the dioic acid. Okay, now here in this there are 2 chloro group. So the numbering is 1, 2, 3. It is a propane chain. So the name of this compound is 1,2-dichloropropane. Why the chloro is coming first? Because in the seniority basis, A&E is coming first than the chloro group. So it is coming as substituent 1,2-dichloropropane. The chain is A&E. You just go back to the seniority table. You can see that A&E is coming before halogen, that is X. Am I clear? Now look at this one. Now the numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in the second and the fourth position 2 ON group is present, ONE. And in the third position 2 times methyl group is present. So this methyl group in the third position 2 times will be the substituent, that is 3,3-dimethyl. Now the chain is pentane 2,4-dione. O is vowel but it is starting with D, so pentane E will not be dropped. Similarly this one and this one. Please go through these 2 examples also. If the compound containing 2 or more different functional groups, then how to numbering, how to give which functional group will dominate the chain. When a compound containing several functional groups, only one secondary suffix is chosen to form the systematic name. The chosen secondary group is also called principal group. The principal group is identified in accordance to its position in the seniority table. I was talking to you about the seniority table. Now seniority table is given in the next slides. You have to learn that seniority table. Amongst various functional groups, one occupying the highest position in the seniority table is considered as the principal group. Now here a table is given for the functional group in according to the seniority. In this table you can see that COOH is coming first. So this is the senior most functional group, and after that SO3H and then C double bond OR, all these things are coming. So you have to learn this table. After this one, this CH group, this C double bond O is coming, that is keto group. And suppose in a compound, if suppose aldehyde group CHO group is present and one amino group is present, if both the functional group are present, then among this aldehyde group and NH2 group, aldehyde group is the senior one, so this will lead the chain and NH2 will be the substituent. Okay, when I'll show you the example, it will be clear. Now what are the rules? When a compound contains 2 or more different functional groups, the nomenclature proceeds in the following manner. First, the principal group is identified. Which one is the senior one? That you have to identify, senior most one. That is the principal group. Then the numbering of the longest chain is done from the end from which the principal group is nearer. That you have to check, that you all know. You have to do the numbering in that way. Corresponding primary and the secondary suffix are added to the word root. That also you know. The position of the principal group is mentioned. You have to mention the position. Position of all the things you have to mention. The other groups are treated as substituent, as I told you, except the functional group which is leading the chain, except that all others will come as substituents with a particular proper numbering, and their prefixes along with their position when written before are written before the name of the parent hydrocarbon, and the side chain present are written in the same way as described before. So let us see what are these things. See this example. Now in this example we are having methyl group and OH group and COOH group. Now here you can understand that COOH is the senior most. So naturally it is getting number 1. So my numbering will be from right to left hand side. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is a 6-member chain. So I am getting a chain of hex. And I am getting the secondary suffix as 1 with the position 1, oic acid. Okay. Now I can see that this is a saturated chain. So my primary suffix is ane, an. My primary suffix is an, so it will be an. So it is hexane. Okay. Now rest all are substituent. Now you can see that we are having 2-methyl group, that is dimethyl, in the position 4 and 5. Now when OH is coming as a secondary suffix, it is coming as all. But here OH is coming as a substituents, so it will change to hydroxy. Now OH will no more remain as all, it will come as hydroxy because it is coming as substituent. It is not leading the chain right now. So it is in the 3rd position, hydroxy. Okay, so if I'll add all these things, if I'll join all these things, what is the name of the compound I'm getting? Now this is also substituent, this is also substituent. Now you have to see whether H is coming first or M is coming first. So it is H is coming first, so the name will start from 3-hydroxy 4,5-dimethyl hexane 1-oic acid. Why? O is also vowel, E is also vowel, so E is dropped. So the name is 3-hydroxy 4,5-dimethyl hexane 1-oic acid. Have you understood? While giving alphabetical order to the substituents, prefixes di, tri, etc. are usually not considered. Some of the examples are given here. Let me take this example, the second one. Now here you can see we are having methyl group, we are having OH group, and we are having keto group. Okay. Now if you look the seniority table, you'll find that keto group, that is on, is coming first, then OH and methyl. So here C double bond O is the leading group, that is the secondary suffix. Okay, that is leading the group. So this will be your secondary suffix. So your secondary suffix is coming on. Okay, so it will get the list numbering. So the numbering will start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from right to left. So if the numbering is from right to left in that way, that OH is getting 3 number, and methyl, both the methyl groups are getting 4 number. So what I am getting? I am getting now OH here as a substituent, so it is hydroxy. So I am getting 4,4-dimethyl and 3-hydroxy. Okay, these two are the substituents. So according to the alphabetical order, hydroxy is coming first. So the name of this compound is 3-hydroxy 4,4-dimethyl pentane 2-on, because keto group is present in the second position. So 2-on. Now O is vowel, so E is dropped from pentane. Let us see this one. Now here we can see that there are 3 groups. One is CN, another is NH2 and another is CH3. Now out of these 3, that CN is coming first, then NH2 and CH3. So CN is the leading group, that means it is the secondary suffix. So it is getting the least number, so it is getting 1 because CN is starting with C. So this C will be getting number 1, and rest all NH2 and methyl are the substituents. So the numbering, it is from right to left, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a 5-membered ring. So it is pentane. Now I am having NH2, that means it is the amino. So it is in 3 position and methyl in the 4th position. Now amino and methyl, out of these 2, amino is coming first in the alphabetical order. So the name of this compound is 3-amino 4-methyl pentane, because it is a saturated chain. So ANE, pentane 1. Now this CN is a secondary suffix, will come as nitrile. The name is nitrile. So the name of this compound is 3-amino 4-methyl pentane 1-nitrile. And this one and this one you please do on your own. Now this is your group. Okay, this is your group. This is amide group. So you please try to do these 2 which I have not done. Now when the compounds containing a multiple bond along with one or more functional groups, so one multiple bond is also there, along with that one or more functional group, the multiple bond is mentioned as primary suffix before the secondary suffix of the principal group. Now rest of the procedure are same. Now look at this example. Now here I am having methyl group, here I am having OH group, 1 double bond and 1 COOH. So COO is the senior one, so it is getting number 1. So the numbering will be from right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is a 7-member ring. Now rest all will be your substituents. So I'm having hydroxy, I'm having methyl in both are in the 6th position. So dimethyl. So the hydroxy and methyl, hydroxy, the alphabetical order hydroxy H is coming first. So the name of this compound is 3-hydroxy 6,6-dimethyl. Now hept. Now I'm having a double bond. So hept 4 position. 4 in. Hept 4 in 1 oic acid. I hope you have understood. Now here again you see, suppose I am having this compound. Now here you can see the double bond is in the 2nd position and COH is in the 1st position. So the name of this compound, this is a 5-membered ring. So pent 2-ene, because in the 2 position the double bond, pent, I'll not write full pentane, pent 2-ene 1 oic acid. Come here and see that is aldehyde group is getting number 1. I'm having one CH3 group in 6th position, another CH3 group is in the 3rd position, and I'm having a double bond in the 4th position. So the name of the compound is, first the methyl group will come. So 3,6 dimethyl, 7-member ring. So hept 4 in, because the double bond is in the fourth position, 4 in, 1 Al, because it is aldehyde. Am I clear? So the example that I have not done, that is this one. Suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. I have not done 1 and 3. Please do it on your own. See, for this example, there are so many functional groups present. Keto, methyl, chloro, another methyl, nitro, ethyl, one more ethyl. So many functional groups are present. Now, among all these functional group, keto group is the senior one. So this is leading the group. This will lead the group. So this is the secondary suffix, that is ONE, ONE, on. Now, the numbering has to be given. So the numbering will start from this end, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, but this chain can be written, this C2H5, it is at one end, so it can be broken into CH2 CH3. So let us write CH3, C double bond O, CH, CH3, C, Cl, C2H5, CH, CH3, CH, NO2, CH. Now break this one, CH2, CH3. I can write it in this way, and then CH3. So now put the number up once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The numbering can be in this way also. If I am numbering in this way, then this is the longest chain. 9 carbon atoms are present. So it is coming as nonen rather than this one. This is 8 carbon atom chain. So this one is the right one. Okay. Now, C double bond O, as I told you, this is the secondary suffix, except that all other will come in the substituent, as substituents. So what are the things present? It is in the third position methyl group, in the fifth position methyl group, and you can see that in the seventh position this is also methyl group. So we are having 3, 4, third position and fifth position, not 4, 3, 5, 3, 5 and 7th position, 3 methyl, so it is trimethyl. Then in the fourth position chloro, then in the fourth position ethyl also, and in the sixth position nitro. So we are getting on is the secondary suffix. We are getting a chain of nonen, and rest all will be substituent according to alphabetical order. We have to arrange this. So the first C is coming, so the first is 4-chloro, then E is coming, so it is 4-ethyl, then M is coming, so it is 3,5,7-trimethyl, 3,5,7-trimethyl, then 6-nitro, nonen, and the second position on, so 2 on. Is it okay? Now see for this example. Now in this example, it is present C double bond OCl, that is oil group. So this will get number 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Means I have to break this CH2, CH3. This C2H5. Okay. So what I am getting, rest all will be the substituent. Just see what are the substituent present here. So it is 4-ethyl, 4,7-dimethyl, 4 and this one 4,7-dimethyl, then 3-nitro, non, because it is the 9-membered ring, 5 in 1 oil. Well, that's all. Okay. The bond line notation and IUPAC nomenclature. This bond line notation is a totally new concept for you, but we have discussed a little bit about it in lecture 1. Now, one can derive the IUPAC nomenclature from bond line notation and vice versa. Let us see how to draw a bond line for a particular compound. Now, see the example. This is buta-1,3-diene. In this compound, there are 4 carbon atoms. So, this 4 carbon atom will be represented by some lines. So, it is representing like this in the bond line. Now, as I am having 4 carbon atom, so each corner is representing 1 carbon atom. So, it will be represented like this. This corner is having 1 carbon atom, this corner is having 1 carbon atom, this corner is having 1 carbon atom, this corner is having 1 carbon atom. This buta means there are 4 carbon atoms. Now, then first and the second position there is a double bond, and the third and the fourth position there is a double bond. Okay. Now, in this you have to see that whether the valence of the carbon is satisfied or not. And those valencies will be satisfied by putting H2. Now see, for this carbon atom is having 2 valencies here. So I will write here H2. Now you see this carbon atom, the 4 valencies satisfied. Look for this carbon atom. This carbon atom, 1, 2 and 3 valencies satisfied. 1, 2 and 3. So here will be 1H. Come for this carbon atom. This carbon atom, 3 valencies satisfied. 1, 2, 3. So this is also having 1 carbon atom. Now look for this carbon atom. This carbon atom is having 2 valencies satisfied. So this will have CH2. So what I'm getting? I'm getting CH2, double bond, CH, single bond, CH, double bond, CH2. Now look at this. This is CH2, CH, CH, double bond, CH2. So when I will write the bond line for this, we will not write carbon and hydrogen. Only we will give the lines. So for this carbon atom, I'll start from this point 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is a double bond, here is a double bond. So this is buta-1,3-diene. Now come for the second one. CH3C, triple bond C, CH, CH, CH2, and there is one CH3. As you know that the double bond will get the lowest number than the triple bond. So my numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 carbon atoms. So the structure will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The carbon atoms are represented here 1, here 1, here 1, here 1, here 1, and here 1. Now this is number 1 and number 2. That means this is number 1 and this is number 2. This is number 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. Now out of carbon number 1 and carbon number 2, there is a double bond. So here it will be a double bond. And carbon number 4 and 5, there are triple bonds. So here I am having triple bond. Okay. And there is a methyl group. Now methyl group is only represented by one line. So what actually I am getting at the end, and rest of the places hydrogen are there. We will not write that. So what is the figure that I am getting? This is my answer. So you will not write carbon or you will not write hydrogen, neither you will write CH3. One line means it is CH3. If I want to represent C2H5, then it will be like this, 1 and 1. This is representing C2H5. Am I clear to you? Now look at this. This is the bond line notation given. How to write the structural formula? Just let me write for the first one. Now this is how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me write 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here it double bond and here is also a double bond. Now you can see one dash here. This means that there is CH3 group present. But for writing the bond line notation, you will not write CH3. One line means one CH3 group is present there. It is CH3. Okay, CH3. Now if you want to write C2H5 for bond line notation, it will be like this. That means CH2 and this is CH3. Okay, I'll show it to you. Now just put the hydrogen. Now here carbon is having 2 valencies, so it will be CH2. Now this carbon atom, you just see whether it is satisfied or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this carbon atom is satisfied. Look at for this carbon atom. This carbon atom is having 3 hydrogen and 1 bond. So this is also satisfied. Come for this carbon atom. This is 1, 2, 3. So naturally it is having 1 hydrogen. And just see for this carbon atom. 1 valency, 2 valency. So it will have CH2. Now look at this. The same thing that I have got. Now the name of this compound is 2-methyl-buta-1,3-diene. 2-methyl-buta-1,3-diene. Am I clear? Now see for this compound. This is carbon. This is carbon. This is carbon, this is carbon, this is carbon. Okay, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all these here, 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 all are CH3. Okay, so CH, you can write here carbon, you can write like this. Carbon, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and CH3 here. Okay, now here is also one CH3 and here is also one CH3. Here is also another CH3. Here is a double bond, and here is also a double bond. Now just put the hydrogen by seeing the valency. This carbon atom is having 2 valency, so it will be CH2. This carbon atom is having 1, 2, 3 and 4, so it is satisfied. Now this carbon atom is also satisfied, 3 and 1, 4. This carbon atom 1, 2, 3, so here one H will be there. This carbon atom 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is satisfied. This carbon atom 3 and 1, 4 satisfied. This carbon atom is having 1, 2, 3, so here it will be 1, and this carbon atom is also satisfied. Just see here. So the name of the compound is 2, 3, 4. Now you have to put the numbering, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 2, 3, 4 trimethyl hexa 1,4-diene. Similarly, look at this. One OH is present, one COH is present. So naturally COH is getting the number 1. Now all other places are CH3. And just after writing CH3 and double bond and all, just put H. How many are less? You have to see that whether the carbon valency is satisfied or not. And after writing all these things, just write the name 5-hydroxy according to the alphabetical order. 5-hydroxy 2,3,4 trimethyl hex 3-ene, this is 3-ene 1-oic acid. 1-oic acid. Okay, so please try to solve this once again in your notebook, and then only we'll be able to understand. Now look at this example. In this example, here you can see so many ame written. This ame means these are the methyl group. So let me first write it, this example, with CH3 group. Replace the ame with CH3 group. So it is CH3, C, 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 C and CH3. And here also it is CH3, C, 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 C and CH3. Here is a bond, here is a double bond, and there is one CH3 group. Okay, now you have to put the numbering. Now give the numbering. The numbering will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, you can try with the other numbering and you can see which is the longest chain. Now first you see how many hydrogen atom will be present with each one of the carbon atom. Just see for the valency of the carbon atom whether it is satisfied or not. I'm just seeing first this carbon atom. This carbon atom is having 3 hydrogen here and 1 here, so this carbon atom is satisfied. Now look for this carbon atom. Here we are having only 2 valency satisfied, so it will be CH2. Now look for the carbon atom, this one. This is also satisfied. Now come for this carbon atom. This carbon atom will require 2 hydrogen. Now come for the carbon number 5. Now this carbon number 5 is having all 4 valencies satisfied. Now see carbon number 6. Carbon number 6, only 1 hydrogen will be required. Come for carbon number 4. Carbon number 4 is having 3 valencies satisfied, so here 1 hydrogen will be required. Now come for carbon number 7. This is 2 valencies satisfied, so 2 hydrogen will be required. Come for carbon number 8. This is also 2 valencies satisfied, so H2 will be required. See for carbon number 9, it is also 2 valencies satisfied, so 2H will be required. And carbon number 10 is satisfied. Now come for carbon number 3. This carbon number 3 valencies satisfied, so it should be 1H will be added. Now see for this carbon atom is satisfied. Now see for carbon number 2, this carbon number is 2 valencies satisfied, so it will be H2. Now the carbon number 1 is already satisfied. So now these are the hydrogen that I have given. Now with carbon number 5 and carbon number 6, there are 2 groups. 2 ethyl groups are present. One ethyl group is present with carbon number 5 and another ethyl group is present at carbon number 6. So what is the name of this compound? The name of this compound is 5,6 diethyl 3-methyl, this one 3-methyl. How many carbon atom? 10. So it will be dec. In the 4th position there is a double bond, so 4-ene. This will be the name of this compound. 5,6 diethyl 3-methyl dec 4-ene. I hope you have understood. Along with this, I am closing lecture 2 here only. In the next lecture, we shall discuss IUPAC nomenclature of alicyclic and aromatic compounds.